Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahshua Basham and the work with us double honor unto the elder apostles at great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere outcome across the world. Now I got this comment over here, and it says, "Disobedience began in heaven before it began on earth. Not about race. The end." No, it didn't. There is no disobedience in heaven. Never was. Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. It's already perfect there in heaven. It's not perfect here upon the planet earth because of, for example, here, the book of Isaiah 24, it shows you that here, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Who was the covenant made with? The covenant was only made with the Israelites. So why is the earth in the state that it is in right now? Because it started with Adam breaking the law upon the planet earth, because the laws were given from on high, from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the sons of Adam also kept on breaking the law. The sons of God, I should say. They kept on breaking the law also. So now the earth is in a basically horrible state. So Genesis chapter 17, it shows you that. Verse 7, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto them and to thy seed after thee. Verse 21, but my covenant will I establish. Let me start here. 20, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. I have blessed thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. The covenant was made with, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him, Isaac. So when we started to sin, that's basically when the world was. So here, Isaiah chapter 24 verse 6, therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. But it all started with the Israelites and the sons of God. And the Israelites did it too, because the word Israelite means basically sons of God, because it means he prince God. He's a prince of power. He's a prince of God. He's the son. For example, Exodus 4 and 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So Israel is the firstborn of the Lord. And you can catch that here also. Let me see. Sirach 17. And I think it was 17. 18. 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole world, the Most High divided the nations. So he divided the races of the whole earth. He set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. So he's the one that holds Israel's hand. And he let the heathen nations to be ruled by other nations, by their own people. But he rules over them too. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. But here, Sirach 17 verse 18, whom being his firstborn, who is his firstborn? Israel. He nourisheth with discipline, and giveth him the light of his love, doth not forsake him. And then you have the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 50. 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, so the heathen nations are nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, because the Israelites are his beloved. But we thy people, not the heathen nations, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thine only begotten. He said that only about one angel, and he said that only about one people. He said that only about the Lord everybody calls Jesus. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 4, being made so much better than the angels, as he by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee? The only begotten of the Lord among the angels is the Lord Yahushai, which everybody calls Jesus. And the only begotten among all nations of people upon the planet Earth are the Israelites. He has got but only one beloved people. And let me see here. Also so it says here, right, I got it. Now this is the book of 2nd Asshur chapter 5 verse 23. And said, O Lord. So Ezra said, O Lord, that bears rule of every wood on the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen the one vine, which is the vineyard, which are grapes. Isaiah chapter 5 is that, for example, here, double fold. Isaiah chapter 5 verse, this is that vine. 7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. So that's that. So 2nd Asshur 5 and 24. And of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen the one pit, which is the land of Israel. It used to be the land of Canaan. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily. So the Heavenly Father clearly is being described here as having favorism for one particular thing. And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled the one river, and that river is the river Jordan. And of all the built cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself, the Zion. And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove. So he has a favorite bird, which is a dove. And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided the one sheep, which is the Lamb, the Lord, the one everybody calls Jesus. And out of all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten the one people, which is the only begotten of the Lord, which are the Israelites. Look, he didn't come to save the Egyptians, nor the other heathen nations that was also being suppressed by the Egyptians. He came to deliver the Israelites. When it was in the time of the Romans, he came to deliver the Israelites, because all the heathen nations, they were also under the Romans, but they were not getting saved. And unto this people, whom thou lovest, lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. So, everybody is breaking the laws of the Heavenly Father, and therefore the Heavenly Father is allowing Satan to jumpstart upon them, to jump on them, to do things, to allow evil angels to be in their midst, to punish them for their sins, for breaking the laws of the Heavenly Father and just disrupting the earth. Therefore the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Going back to over here. So it says, so there is no chaos or anything like that in heaven, like how it is here on earth. And this is why the prayer is there. For it is to be here on earth as it is in heaven, which is perfect paradise peace. There is nothing but order there. Satan is not fighting the Most High. Never had, has, nor will. Job chapter 2 shows this already. Job 2:1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Heavenly Father came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. If he had beef with the Lord, he would not come to represent himself before the Lord. And this is in the time of Job. This is not in the time that the so-called Caucasian race is explaining that before the earth began and stuff like that, Satan was fighting with the Heavenly Father in the realm of, the spiritual realm. And then he was cast down like lightning to fall upon the planet Earth. Bam. With the other angels. So this was way before that. This was way after that. Sorry, that's what I mean. After that so-called story that happened, because they say that happened in the beginning of time, before the earth began and stuff like that. Satan fell with his angels on the ground, and then he started to rule upon the planet Earth. And from there on, he went to hell, and then he kept on fighting with him for thousands of years. So if they had that beef for thousands of years, why would he still come to him to present himself before him? Couldn't the Lord just kill him right there? No, Satan has to play his part. Satan had to come to represent himself, The Heavenly Father has evil angels doing his work for him also, by punishing people and giving them what they deserve. Psalm chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, and that them was the Egyptians, wrath and indignation and trouble, by sending evil angels among them. So clearly the evil angels listened to the Lord. Instead of saying like, we're not going to listen to you because we listen to Satan. No. And again, this is in the time of the Egyptians. So this is thousands of years past the day of creation. And the story that they pushed, the Edomite story that they pushed, that when the earth began, then Satan fell from heaven because he had a falling off with Heavenly Father. He's fighting against him. That's not true. Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Job chapter 2 verse 10. But he, Job, said unto her, his wife, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Heavenly Father, and shall we not receive evil? Because he knew the Heavenly Father is like duality. He creates evil and he creates good. People that deserve the evil, they get that. People that deserve the good, they get that. But the good has been, you could say, losing for, they always was winning, but in a whole, they was losing for like 6,000 years, something like that. But that's one of the reasons why the righteous are going to get the immortality, which are the Israelites, because they have been losing for a long time now. They only had the earth for a small season. You could say around 40 years, because that's when there was peace upon the planet Earth for 40 years under King Solomon. We get evil from the Lord, and we get good from the Lord. Amos chapter 3 verse 6. Shall the trumpet be blown in a city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord had not done it? With a question mark? Yes, he did. That's the answer. Because he says right here, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Evil things happen to people. Evil things happening to people is because the Lord sent Satan on them, or an evil angel, if he wants to. Just like it says here. By sending evil angels amongst them. You can read the rest of the chapter, then you're going to see it's talking about the Egyptians. So if you did that there, and he's doing it all over the place, by the way. Right, because the question or the comment was that disobedience began in heaven before it happened on earth, not a race. That's the Caucasian version of the Bible. That includes, in the Caucasian version of the Bible, the Edomite version of the Bible, you have flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs, probably flying monkeys with wings and stuff like that. I don't know what the hell you got up in there, but that version is not real. Every year, your version of the Bible has flying reindeers and stuff like that. Some fat, not even fat, obese, even worse, some obese dude from the North Pole bringing presents to the children and stuff like that, with milk and cookies for him, prepared by your children on a delusional tip, and all that type of stuff. You know, bunnies laying eggs is about to come around. So yeah, going on. That's your version of the Bible, the Edomite version, the Caucasian version, which is the same thing as you talk about here. You regurgitate what you have heard there, which is a parrot. You have no individual spine to think for yourself. And if you call me a false teacher, then I would refer back to your race. Don't you teach flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs? And those two things you associate with the Bible, but it's nowhere in the Bible. The things that I talk about are things that I read. You can't read bunnies laying eggs in the Bible, so therefore it's a false thing, a false taught things, which would make them false prophets, all of them. Europe, Canada, South America, all programmed by Esau. Let me see what more. Africa, the whole continent. Let me see, Asia, because there's people there that also worship Christmas and stuff like that. And of course Australia, and of course Russia. So all over the world, people are believing in or celebrating a lie, which all of them know that it is a lie, but they still persistently continue in that lie. Matthew 11:11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women had not risen a greater than John the Baptist, who is Elijah. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. So, the ones that teach false doctrines will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Even they shall be greater than John the Baptist. But that doesn't go for that doesn't go outside of the nation of Israel, because everybody outside of that is going into slavery. And from the days, here it comes, and from the days of John the Baptist until now. So it doesn't say until from the days of the beginning of creation, when the Caucasian version of the Bible, where he says that Satan fell from from heaven with his angels. When it's talking about that in the book of Revelation, it's talking about an oppressor, an adversary. Sorry, not oppressor. Satan means adversary, and his messengers, and his warriors, and his clique, and his like for example Psalms 83, where it speaks about the nations that get together in order to fight against the Heavenly Father. So, but they can't fight against the Heavenly Father, so they fight against His children. You know, that's how you hurt somebody. If you want to hurt somebody, but you get, like, criminals do it, like cartels and stuff like that. Back in the days, they had a little bit of honor, but nowadays they're gonna target your kids, you know, to hurt you. It's not no peace. So that's what the heathen nations are doing. But anyway, because they can't fight in heaven, that's the point. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. That's in the time of the Romans. You have also, in the time of the Romans, but they did it also in the time of the Greeks. They did it all over the place, you know. But it specifically hit up with this one right here, because after this, that's when we started to really 100% lose everything that we had concerning being Israelites. Here and there, here and there you only had a few small sanction, like a small sanctuary of the Heavenly Father, knowing about this truth. Because I talked to people in West Africa and stuff like that, because I know that the elder apostles was teaching it around the 1970s, 1960s and stuff like that. But I know of people talking about that their great-great-grandfather in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 30s, 50s, 40s and stuff like that was talking about that they're the Israelites. They're the descendants of Jacob. And then I started to wonder, not even wonder, I knew then there that it was not ordained for them to have this truth and teach it, because in the land of their captivity, there shall they remember my name. So I know that the prophets come from America, starting with the elder apostles on down. Let me go on. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elijah. Elias is Elijah, which was forth to come. So, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. How did the kingdom of heaven suffer violence? Because you said that violence was in the heavens before it came upon the earth, right? Before it happened on the earth. That's not the truth. This is the truth, but your thing is not the truth. Luke chapter 17, verse 20. And when he had demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Heavenly Father should come. So he was pressing them like, when is it going to come? He answered them, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Heavenly Father should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Heavenly Father cometh not by observation. You can't just see it like that, you know? It's not going to come like that. Let me rephrase myself. It's not going to come as something like observation. Let me read on. Neither shall they say, lo here and lo there, for behold, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Heavenly Father is within you. So, when you beat up the Israelites, you're violent against the Israelites, then you're violent against the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. That's what it's talking about. When you enslaved the nation of Israel, you enslaved the kingdom of heaven. That's what you did. So, going to, let me see here. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of a balance, which is nothing. A balancer, and then you have dust on it. Yeah, you're not going to measure anything. That's how the nations are compared. And a drop out of a bucket, that's a drop. So this is the heathen nation compared to a full bucket. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taken up the isles, which is islands, as a very little thing. But the point is already made here. Let me read it again. The nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. They're nothing. Behold, he taketh up the islands as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, because Lebanon had beautiful trees, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering, you know, for sweet savor, for example, and for also another sweet savor of animals this time, because you might burn incense, because you have a lot of wood that if you burn it and all these type of other things, plants and stuff like that, it is a sweet savor unto the Lord, and also the animals. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom will ye liken the Heavenly Father? Or what likeness will ye prepare unto him? Now, I was talking to a person, and he said, yeah, but it says all nations, so that includes the Israelites also. That's not what it is. It's talking about excluding Israel, because Israelites are his favorite. And you can understand that here. 2 Asshur chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord. Ezra was talking to the Lord through the angel that he was talking to. And the Lord, the Heavenly Father, was talking through the angel with him. O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. So what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to serve the nation of Israel. Just like how everybody, their meaning of life right now is to serve the nation of Edom. Because you go to work, you get taxed. All you're doing is serving the nation of Edom without you wanting it or without you even thinking about it. Because you're thinking about taxes and stuff like that. Where does that money go? It goes to them. So you're working for them. Your meaning of life is to work for the nation of Edom. You wake up, you go to school until you're of age, 20 and something like that, then you stop, or you go on to college or whatever, and then when you're done with that, guess up, you gonna go wake up early in the morning to go get to work, because you're working for the Edomites. they're getting more money. That's why when you look around yourself, let me see. Every time you see things are getting built and stuff like that, you know, they're making more money and all that type of stuff. One of the reasons why they're doing that is because they're taxing you. So you're working for them, whether you believe it or not, whether you notice it or not. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 54. And that's going to change. You're going to work for the nation of Israel, but you're going to know about it. It's not going to be done in secret or with a hidden hand or stuff like that. Verse 65. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, the rest of the nations that the Lord had divided, as it is written here. Deuteronomy chapter 32. Verse 8. When the Heavenly Father, the Most High, Yahweh, divided to the nations their inheritance, he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. He divided the nations, their inheritance. Everybody got their things, rulers over them, but he was to be the ruler over the nation of Israel. But they got stubborn. So they wanted the king. So the Heavenly Father said, I will hurt you with that king. He did it to hurt them. Acts chapter, let me see. Where did I put that? Where's that one again? Here's 1 Samuel, yes. And wait. Hosea chapter 13, verse 11. I gave thee a king in mine anger, and I took him away in my wrath. This is what he did to the Israelites. But he did to the Israelites in a whole. But he did that also among the Ephraimites. He gave them kings that basically screwed them over. You know, harmed them because they were stubborn and they wanted the king. So he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a wicked one then. You know. 1 Samuel chapter 8 verse 11. And he said, the Heavenly Father said, through Samuel. Here. Samuel told the words of the Lord. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for your chariots, and for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots. Some of them will go near the ground. They're going to be guards and stuff like that. Some of the women are going to be confectionaries, which is making perfumes. No, it's not this one. Also cakes, but that's not it. Confections. Confections are perfumes and stuff like that. No. Confectionaries. It's sweet smells. Wait. This one. Perfumes. You can find it in the Blue Letter Bible, so it will tell you right then and there that it is perfumes. And also cooks. They also made cakes and stuff like that. You know, cook, make just food, and also bake cakes and stuff like that. So. Yeah. And you're going to put them to work, and he will take your stuff. He will just take your stuff. Nevertheless, verse 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us, that we may also be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Because from here to here, Samuel is explaining to them like, you're not gonna like this king. He's gonna do stuff to you. But they was like, nah, we still want it. Okay, cool. And Samuel didn't like it. He did not. Going on. So the nations were divided. Now going to the, let me see, balance. Okay, Matthew chapter 24 verse 3. And as he sat, Yahushua, the Lord everybody calls Jesus, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famine, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. This is that violence that came upon the Israelite for the rest of the, after that the Lord said that until John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence, right? From the days, sorry, where was it again? It says here, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, right? It's not talking about that fantasy thing from before the earth began and stuff like that, because that's not the truth. So, this is the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So, once this truth is spread out upon the planet earth, then shall the end come. So, this is not this is about race also, and this is not happening. Let me see. Yeah, the disobedience was not happening in heaven. It happened here upon the planet earth, and this gospel is going to correct that. As it is in heaven, so shall it be upon earth. Now, here, 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 1. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. You are not allowed to number the Israelites, or the Lord will come and kill them. But here it says that the Lord moved David, right? 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verse 1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. So which one is it? You might think it's a contradiction to itself. No. The Heavenly Father charged Satan to go and play with David's heart like an instrument, like stroke his heart, his heartstrings. And later on, when David realized that what he did, because he couldn't control himself, verse 10, 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 10, and David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, because Esau has senses. That's why he's counting us on purpose, because he knows that the Lord will thin the herd. He knows that. If you count the Israelites, the Lord is going to thin the herd. Well, not the herd, I mean, the Israelites. He's going to thin them out. He's going to kill them. And he knows that. That's one of the reasons that Esau is going to get exterminated, because he's doing it on purpose. Census and stuff like that, ID card. You're actually not supposed to be having all those things, because you're not supposed to be numbered. The only one that were supposed to be on the register as of the Israelites were the Levites, because you need to know which bloodline you are from, because if you are from any other tribe other than Levi, if you touch one of the holy things, you would die. So they would be like, no, you need to be a Levite. So, and we need to be sure of that too. That's in the book of Ezra chapter 2, and also 1 Ezra chapter 5. Those two are the same things. If you read it, you will see it's the same thing. And also the army in the book of Numbers. There you also number the men of war, the men that go to war and stuff like that. Those are the ones that you numbered. But the average Israelite, you're not allowed to number them. And when they counted only men. So that shows you that the nation is consistent of men, because the women you don't count. Because if there are no men, the women have to go lay with another nation and therefore bring their seed. In their womb, every woman that is pregnant upon the planet Earth, it's a man's seed in her womb. So that is his bloodline from his father and his family in your family. That's why it's crazy that you go behind the man's back and sleep with his daughter, and then the daughter comes home and says, I'm pregnant and I'm going to get married. What? I don't want this guy in my family. What makes you think I want him in my family? That's how you get troubles, especially in the Middle East. But nowadays, they have been set loose by the beast itself, Esau. So these girls are going behind their parents' back and basically inviting people into their family, even though the family doesn't want them most of the time. So the most honorable thing for you to want to do is make sure that the family likes you before you start planting seed into that child of theirs, that daughter of theirs. Okay. So the Heavenly Father sent Satan to go and do that in David's ear, and he could not resist. Judges 2:11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam, and they took And they forsook the Heavenly Father Yahweh, the power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Mizraim, and followed other idols, other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, the Canaanites, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. And they forsook the Lord, and served Baal and Ashtaroth, which is the Easter bunny, and also on Christmas. Yep. Baal is Nimrod, representative of Nimrod. You have various branches and stuff like that, and also this one has various branches, but it's talking about the bunny laying egg female thing. The bunny laying egg female thing. It goes back to the Queen of Heaven, and it goes back to this bird-like creature thing that they worship, which is not real, but they put it as a bird because she takes flight and all that type of stuff. So this is another version of the Queen of Heaven, of course, but I mean, like the woman seated up on the scarlet beast. It's another version of it. Like I said, for example, there's a lot of versions of it, but for example, they have other names in other countries and cultures and stuff like that. India has it too, like India, Elam, and this is from Mesopotamia. These are one of the gods that were before the flood, that Terah and Nahor, the brother, Nahor, the brother of Abraham, and Terah, the father of Abraham. These type of things were they worshiping, because there was over 3,000. There were over 3,000 entities here. The names of over 3,000 Mesopotamian deities has been whatever. But there was over 3,000 deities. And Terah and Nahor was worshiping these. That's why the Lord said in the book of Exodus 12, he told them, get away from thy kindred. Joshua 23, if I'm correct. Verse 2. And Joshua called for all the... What? No, it's 24. And Joshua said unto all the people, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old times. And if you check out this word, this is the word for, not in the Hebrew letter. This is the word for, no, sorry. Not in the blue letter, but this, it's talking about Mesopotamia. Your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nahor, and they served other gods. And I took your father Abraham from the other side of the flood. This is not talking about the flood of Noah. This is talking about the flood that they call Mesopotamia, which means it is a Greek word that means land between the rivers. It says here between rivers. Yeah, it's actually land between rivers. Yeah, it's land between rivers. Anyway, it's the land between rivers. That's what it's talking about. Here, the land between rivers. That's what it means. That's what it literally means. Right. Between rivers. Yeah, the land between rivers. Which this is called the river, or the Great River. In the scriptures, it's called the Great River. As you can see it here. The Great River Euphrates. So from the river of Egypt until the great river of Euphrates. And only Solomon got this blessing for 40 years. So we had it but for 40 years. Thy sanctuary. Isaiah 63 and 18. The people of thy holiness, again, it comes to race again. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but for a little while. The kingdom, the world, basically. But for a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. Now there's two sanctuaries. The symbolic one is the nation of Israel, and you had the physical one, which was the place of the congregation, the tabernacle of congregation, where was the sanctuary, which is this one. Tabernacle. Now you had the tabernacle here. Here. And if you come near here, you will be put to death. This is the sanctuary. So, in as a whole, as a nation, the nation of Israel is the sanctuary of the Lord, which means as being put holy, consecrated, separated. Definition: sanctuary, refuge, holy temple. We are the temple of the Lord, by the way. Here, or holiest part of the temple. That's what I want. That's the sanctuary of the Lord, right? And we are that sanctuary symbolically. So, yeah, let me go on. Now, this is the book of Judges chapter 2, verse 13. And they forsook Yahweh and served Balaam and Ashtaroth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. And what did he do? And he delivered them into the hands of spoils that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of them round about. Into the hands of their enemies round about. So that they could not any longer stand before their enemies, because they sinned. They sinned before the Lord. So he chin-checked them. But you have to understand, these heathen nations, what were they doing? Well, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll just show it. I'll just glance over it. This is what the heathen nations were doing. Psalms 106, verse 38. And they shed the Israelites, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. The Israelites did that because they mingled themselves around the people, among the people, and they learned their works. And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. So the Israelites used to worship the idols of Canaan and used to sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils. And the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, but they were defiled with the works of the Canaanites, but they did it themselves. So it's their works, and went to whoring after with their own inventions. Therefore, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against his people, in so much that he abhorred his own inheritance. And what did he do? And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. So, this is the point of all this. When you do evil, the Lord is going to send an evil angel, the evil times upon you, evil angels, Satan, stuff like that. So, again, there is no war in heaven. It never was, never will be. And like the heaven that you mean, the Caucasian version of heaven, the Edomite version of heaven. Right. So now, going to the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as us? Art thou become like unto us? Yeah, you're not like us. You wasn't like us, but now you're like us. Thy pomp, thy pride is brought down to the grave. Who is he talking about? Who are the nations talking about? They're talking about basically, well, in this version, if you read this chapter, this chapter, if you read it as what it is written, then it's talking about the ancient king of Babylon. But the modern day of king of Babylon are the Edomites. And here you can see, for example, Ezekiel chapter 26, verse 7. It says, thus saith Yahweh the power, behold, I will bring upon Tyrus Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, a king of kings, from the north. And this was in Hamath, because he was in Hamath. And here, he was in Hamath. Nebuchadnezzar was in Hamath. Where is that again? Here. Oh yeah, here too. Here also. So it says here. No, these two. Sorry, these two. This one. So it says here. Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 9. Then they took the king of Israel, as you can read here. Zedekiah. And carried him up unto the king of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath. So he was in that land also there, where he gave judgment upon him. And this is talking about north of Israel, as you can see here. Here. Well, actually, this one then. Here. Here's Hamath. I got another one, actually. Let me leave that. Wait. Let me see that. Wait. Right, this is actually what I wanted. The other one was good too, but I just wanted the one in big letters. Right. Here in Hamath, the north of Israel. That's where Nebuchadnezzar also chilled around and stuff like that. Right? And yeah, of course. And he brought judgment upon them there because he was judging them there. And one of the scriptures it says, and I will bring an evil from the north. Yeah, here, Jeremiah. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was here. Yeah, it was them. From the north, which is Hamath. He was there. The Hamites were there, but King Nebuchadnezzar is a Shemite, and he was ruling over them there because it says he's a Chaldean. Now, okay, this one here, and then remove this one here. It's the same thing. The Chaldeans' army pursued him, and it overtook him in the plains of Jericho and Nebuchadnezzar to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. So he was there too, right? So, King of Kings from the north, with horses and chariots, and with horsemen, and companies, and much people. Like I said, he came from the north, Nebuchadnezzar. But my point is this. You have the ancient Tyrus here, because that is also, wait, sorry, show you here. Here is where it was. Tyrus is, oh, maybe here. Tyre, here. Here you have Tyre, and of course here you have Hamath. So the king of Tyrus, the ancient king of Tyrus, like I said, if you read this normal, like how you know how it's written, if you don't look, the elder apostles, they have the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They broke it down with the spirit in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai by telling us and teaching us the correct way, that this is the modern day, the modern day prince of Tyrus that has all these merchandises and stuff like that. That it's talking about. Wait, let me see where I got that. Here, if I'm correct, right? The modern day prince of Tyrus is doing this right now, because the ancient prince of Tyrus, which is a Canaanite, he was the one that brought purple all over the place. He brought, because it explains it here. Ezekiel chapter 28 verse 2, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, which is a Canaanite, thus saith Yahweh the power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of the heavenly Father, because he thought he was a God too, just like how you have the prince, the king of Babylon. He thought he was a God, just like how you had Nebuchadnezzar, which is the king of Babylon. He thought he was a God until the Lord checked him. And you have Esau that thinks he's a God until the Lord's going to check him. So, and you had the Assyrians. They also thought that they were basically gods upon earth until the Lord checked them. But they were still beautiful people until their sin reached heaven, and then the Lord destroyed them. In the midst of the seas, which is in the midst of the people, and also the actual physical seas, because he had it on lockdown like that. Just like how Esau. Daily revenue of the it's about 15 million a day. The daily revenue of the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is what Esau is set up there. It is a man-made thing, because this used to be stuck to each other, but now he made this so that he can travel, and traveling by water is the best way to do things, because you don't have to go to ground. If you needed to go here, you would have to spend so much money putting a road, chopping down trees, making a path. It's not really beneficial. You're gonna lose more money making the road than actually just using the ocean and then doing that and stuff like that. But they made the Suez Canal is the Suez Canal is a man-made canal. That's how they bring in their stuff into Europe and stuff like that, right? So in the midst of the seas, which is the people, and also in the midst of the actual seas, the waters, yet thou art a man. He thought he was a god. Yeah, the ancient prince of Tyrus thought he was a god and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, he think himself to be the heavenly Father, just like Esau, right? Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. The prince of Tyrus was wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Because, here, 1 gram of, what was it again? Purple, Tyre. what was it again? Tyrian purple. 1 gram of Tyrian purple costs. Oh man. How expensive is it? It's about $3,000. Here, for 3,000 euros. Right? 1 gram of it. $3,000, 3,000 euros and stuff like that. It goes up and down. But what is a gram of gold? A gram of gold is like 84 a gram. So the ancient prince of Tyre, he was very cunning, because you need men of workmen of skills. And even let me see here, even King Solomon, Second Chronicles, First Chronicles, yes, oh, it was Second Chronicles. Yeah, I think it was Second Chronicles 9, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. No, that's not that one. Second Chronicles. What was it again? Oh man, wait. Right, as you can see here. Now this is the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 2, verse 2. And Solomon sent to Huram, the king of Tyre, saying, as thou didst deal with my father, with David my father, and didst send him setters to build him an house to dwell therein, even so deal with me. Behold, I build an house to the name of my power, Yahweh my power, to dedicate it to him, which is, he built him a house for the Ark of the Covenant. That's the house of the Lord. The house of the Lord is not talking about a church. Nowadays you could kind of associate it with that, but not kind of. You could associate it with that, like how it's like how the elder apostles always say. These words, these scriptures are doublefold sometimes. Me personally, I have seen also triplefold, fourfold, and just many dimensions you could say, but all are correct, and you can all prove it with the scriptures in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So to dedicate unto him and to burn before him sweet incense and continual showbread and all that type of stuff. And then what did he have here? So what did King Solomon ask of him, of Huram, the king of Tyre? Send me now therefore a man cunning to work in gold, which is a Hamite man, with a Tyrian, a Canaanite, and in silver, and in brass, and in iron, and in purple. The purple thing that I just showed you, that is very hard to make actually, because you need to kill a lot of animals. You need to kill a lot of snails, the murex shells here, the murex shells, these things that can make the purple, right? You need to kill a lot of them going on. Now it says here, and crimson and blue, and that can skill to grave with the cunning men that are with me in Judah and in Jerusalem, where the Benjamites were, and also the rest of Judah, whom David my father did provide. And by the way, you can just find this in the scriptures. The inheritance of Benjamin is Benjamin inherited Judah here. Where is that again? I think it was here. It was Joshua 18:28. And Zelah, which is a place, Eleph is a place, and Jebus, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath is another place, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. So Benjamin had Jerusalem, and in the beginning you had King David had Hebron, and then he went to Jerusalem and ruled there. Here, I think it was First Chronicles 5 or something. Maybe 2. Hebron. Oh, 2 Samuel, sorry. 2 Samuel 5. And here, David unto Hebron. He was in Hebron, and he stayed there. He ruled in Hebron for 6 years and 7 months. And then he went to Jerusalem. And when he was come up from Hebron, let me see. He went to Jerusalem and stayed there for what? Where is it? The Jebusites were there in Jerusalem. Huh? Wow. Oh yeah, sorry. I saw it right here. I didn't see it, but it's right here. I mean, in Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem he reigned 30 and 3 years over all Israel and Judah. So anyway, I think I'm going off the beat, off the track. So let me stay on track. Right, enough of this. So the point is that, wait. The point is that, with that wisdom and with that understanding, thou hast gotten the riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Just like how this is for the ancient king of Tyre, yeah. But nowadays is for Esau, because like I said, the modern day Esau, the modern day prince of Tyrus is Esau. This is what the ancient prince of Tyrus used to do. He had traffic. He was rich, and he thought himself to be a god because of his riches. And nowadays, the modern day Tyre is Esau, because he has the Suez Canal, which he makes 50 million a day. So he think himself to be great and a god. Anyway, but my point of bringing up this is to show you that the modern day Babylon is America, and the modern day king of Tyrus, prince of Tyrus, is Esau. This is Esau. The modern day kings of Babylon is Esau, and the modern day king of Tyrese is Esau, right? But here you can specifically see that they're fighting against each other. So, but now you have to do double fold, meaning you have to break it down with the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that he gave unto the elder apostles and great millstone on down. He gave them the power of the understanding of what it's talking about, and through that we learn. Going on. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. This is talking about the ancient Babylon, but it's also now talking about modern day Babylon, which is Esau, because he's very proud. But like I just gave the example, the modern day prince of Tyrese is Esau also. So now if you break this down, talking about, oh yeah, but you say that the ancient Babylon is the kingdom, it's Esau. And then how can you say that ancient Tyre is Esau while they're fighting against each other? Well, if you break it down according to what it is written there, you will see that that is what it means. But if you do it spiritually, which we have been taught by the elder apostles on a great millstone on down, then you will see like, oh, now I know how to explain that. It's simple. Lord willing, it is simple. Not for everyone, but hey, let me go on. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. This is what the people are saying amongst the modern day Babylonians and also the ancient ones that was saying the same thing. And the noise of thy vials, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worm covereth thee, because they're being destroyed from within also. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down like the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Heavenly Father. These are the Israelites. Symbolically, the stars are the Israelites. And you can catch that here in the book of Genesis, Joseph. Joseph's star dream. Joseph's star dream. It says here. Genesis 37, and let me see. Sorry, let me watch it again. Nine. And he dreamed yet another dream. Just put that down. And told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance unto me. To me.
Obeisance.
Yeah. Obeisance. Basically, they gave a form of respect. Deferential respect. Deferential? Eh?
Deferential.
Deferential respect. Basically, very, very much. Now, this is what his father will tell him. Verse 10. So, Genesis 37 and 10. And he told it to his father, Jacob, and to his brethren, the other 11. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother, which is the sun and the moon, and thy brethren indeed come down, come to bow down ourselves to thee on the earth, which is the 11 stars. The other brothers are the 11 stars, so that's the stars. So he thought himself to be ruler over the nation of Israel, but in a general sense, he thought himself to be ruler over all of the earth. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That is what the ancient king of Babylon was thinking in his head. Also the same thing with the ancient king of Tyre and the Assyrians too, but going on. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? But here is he is called Lucifer. So what does Lucifer mean? Lucifer means light bearer. And who are the light bearers upon the planet Earth right about now? Esau. Here. Bearer of light. So what does this mean? The Illuminati. What does it mean? It means meaning. People claiming to possess people claiming what? People claiming to possess special enlightenment or knowledge of something. Illuminate. Let me just put that one. Because this is a group of people, but they use the word illuminate here. This is what I want actually. Make something visible or bright by shining light on it. Light up. Help to clarify or explain. Illuminate. Basically the light bearers. That's what it is. This is a group of they call themselves basically, well, they call themselves Lucifer. That's what they call themselves. And if you put Lucifer in Dutch, what do you get? You get this. This is what you get. This is Lucifer. Amak Lucifers. I forgot what you call it in the English, but a match. You call it a match in the English. But here, as you can see here, and it isn't actually. Fun fact, matchsticks used to be called Lucifer in English and are still called that in Dutch. Oh shit, I didn't know that one. Well, now I learned something. Learned something today. Right. So, it's called Lucifer. I know that as a Dutch, but yeah. It means light bringer or light bearer. It brings light because it's a Lucifer. It's a match. Anyway, so it's talking about the brightness of it because he was smart. He was very intelligent. The ancient king of Babylon, very intelligent. And that's why the Lord, for example, made him stupid. Daniel 4 verse. He made him stupid. Verse 16. Let his heart, his mind, be changed from man's mind, and let a beast mind, his heart, be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. Completion. He's going to get what he deserves. And then later on, it says here that, verse 34. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. Verse 34. Daniel 4:34. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my head, my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me, because he was a nutcase. And I blessed the Heavenly Father, and praise and honor him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. Verse 36. And at the same time, my reason returned unto me, because he was a bug out, crazy. He didn't know what the hell was going on. And the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me, because he was a very wise man. And I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. He became greater than he was before. He became wiser than he was before, because now he had been made abased.